Hi everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a while since my last video, but I've been busy with exams and work and haven't had much time for editing videos. Now I'm on holiday, I thought I would kick it off with a bike maintenance video. During lockdown, I've been using my bike a lot, and one thing that has started to bug me is my headset. It has stopped running smoothly and sometimes even seizes up when I leave my bike stationary for too long. For that reason, I've decided to do some maintenance on the headset and let you guys watch along while I do it. First, you want to have your bike positioned on a bike stand, or anywhere where the front wheel is a fair distance off the ground. I don't have a bike stand, so I've used this trailer as a makeshift stand. You want to begin by taking off the front wheel. Then unscrew the brake caliper and put the parts on a piece of tissue paper or something similar in the order you take them off. This helps keep everything neat and makes it easier to put everything back later. Next, disconnect the brake cable from the fork by undoing this small bolt with an Allen key. Now we have the brake system removed, we can release the fork. First, remove the top cap by undoing this bolt. Unscrew the stem and gently lift it off the steerer tube. Then gently dangle the handlebars and stem by the brake and shift cables. Your bike will also likely have headset spacers, which will just slide off the steerer tube. Once this has been done, you should be able to gently remove the steerer tube from the head tube. Now we can start to remove the headset bearings. There should be one bearing and a split washer in the top of the head tube and another bearing in the bottom. Put these in a safe place for later. Now we can grab a degreaser. I'm using WD-40 in this case. Start by spraying some on a cloth and give the inside of the head tube a good wipe down to get rid of any excess dirt or grease inside. Then, with a new cloth, wipe down the steerer tube. As you can see here, mine was pretty dirty. After this has been done, we can come back to the bearings we put aside earlier. These are probably the most important part of the headset and ensure it runs smoothly. Start by wiping them down with WD-40 to clean them on the outside. Then we can start to take the bearings apart. Use a pick or something similar to carefully pry off the bearing seals. It is important not to damage these seals as they prevent anything entering the bearing. After this, it is best to completely disassemble them, removing all the balls and parts and soaking them in a suitable degreaser. I have used petrol, but I would recommend using something safer if you have it. Having soaked them for a while, you can start to clean each individual part. If you are struggling to get them clean, you can also use some extra WD-40 to help. To clean the balls themselves, I just took them out and gave them a spray down with degreaser. It is important you are careful when doing this, as it is very easy for them to roll away and become lost. When you have finished all your cleaning and degreasing, we can start to reassemble the bearings. This part requires you to have a bearing grease of sorts. Start by greasing the retainer. This will allow you to insert the balls without them falling out too easily. Also grease the outer race by running your finger around the inside edge. We can then gently drop the full retainer into the race. After this, add some more grease to the top of the retainer and then place the inner race on top. You should have a fair bit of grease inside, as this prevents dirt and moisture entering the bearing. Finally, press the seal back in place, ensuring it is fully pushed down. Repeat the entire assembly process on the other bearing. Now we can start to reassemble the headset. You want to start by adding some grease to the crown of your fork. This will help to provide a good seal. After this, slide the lower bearing down the steerer tube, making sure it is the right way up. Next, we need to grease the top part of the head tube, where the upper bearing sits. Before putting the steerer tube back in the headset, add some more grease to the lower bearing. Now it's time to insert the steerer tube. When doing this, make sure you have the fork behind your handlebars, or else you won't be able to put the stem back on the steerer later. For the next few steps, it is important that you hold your fork in place, or it will drop out of the head tube. Once this has been done, we can push the upper bearing back into the head tube. Add some more grease and then insert the split washer on top. Now you can slide on the headset cover, followed by any spacers you have on your bike. Slide on your stem, but do not tighten it yet, as it is easier to align when your bike is on the ground. Still holding onto the fork, we can finally screw on the top cap. Make sure not to over tighten this, so use a torque wrench if you have one. With the headset reassembled, you can now let go of the fork and start to put the brake system back together. Put the cable back in the holder on the fork and tighten the bolt. Then bolt on the brake caliper with any necessary spacers. Once this has been done, we can attach the front wheel again. You may have to play around a bit with your brake caliper to stop it rubbing against the brake disc. Finally, it's time to finish the job by lining up your handlebars and tightening the stem onto the steerer tube. Hopefully your headset should now run smoother and will be more sealed to the dirt and moisture you throw at it. If your headset still feels rough or grainy, I would suggest buying some new bearings, as they are probably beyond repair. This service, however, will extend the life of your bearings and keep you shredding the trails for a little longer. I hope you found this video interesting and useful, and let me know if you have any questions or comments below. In the meantime though, keep surfing that dirt.